Welcome to the live stream. Right, I thought, do you know what, it's a bank holiday. Let me just get down from here without falling. It's a bank holiday, there's no happening, so I thought, let's pop out for a laugher. And we are in, as you can see there, Blythe Valley, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to adjust this because it seems to be rotating a little bit. There you go, that's better. So we're in Blythe Valley, and I thought I'll come for a little cheeky look around. We're at what they call South Beach, actually. Although I used to always traditionally think of South Beach as over there, which is like a housing estate. But when they say South Beach, what they're actually referring to is the beach over there, which I just showed you, because it's at the south. So if you imagine the coast over here, and then you've got like the south there, and then the north's that way. So I'll just cross over the road here, because it sounds like someone's throwing up. Right. I don't know if that was Return of the Swamp Thing or what, but it didn't sound very good. Right, there's a little step there which I'll show you. You can see over this wall. I wanted to come down here, check out the piers, and there's supposed to be a little lightship down here. Now, a lightship isn't something that Isaac Asimov would postulate to get us to the stars. It's something to do with lighthouses, basically. So as you can see there's the lighthouse in the distance. Hi CS, nice to see you in the chat there. So everyone else in the chat, just stick in a hi and I'll say hello to you there. So there's the South Pier there. Now at the end is the lighthouse. Now we all know what lighthouses are for. Lighthouses used to be, they're not so much now, but they used to be in place to stop mariners crashing. So you'd allow them, I mean there's one over there, you may or may not see it depending on the quality. I can see it right in the middle there, but obviously the quality will be way down with this being a live stream. But past that sewage, that gorgeous sewage pipe that you can see there, right in the distance is St Mary's Island. And St Mary's Island has a lighthouse on it as well. So they would bleak out, they would flash out a frequency. So you could actually look it up in a book. You could look it up and say, right, well, St Mary's Island is 3 flashes and a half flash or whatever. But they're not used so much now. I mean, you've got GPS and everything. It's just not as sort of needed, which is a shame. Let's walk along here. There's loads of people out with their dogs, so it's nice to see people out. The actual sun has come out, because recently it's been absolutely frozen. Let's see what's over here there. So I'm hoping I'm going to get a good signal, and the reason why is I did a little bit of research for once. Normally I can't be bothered, but I did a little bit of research. The only bit of research, I mean, all my videos are it's a stream of consciousness. I just open my gob and talk. But in the middle here, you will see a mast. That's allegedly a 5G mast, so I should have incredible reception. So if this isn't in crystal clear HD, I'm going to be bloody furious. So we shall see. So on the top of there should be 5Gs flying out all over the shop. So we shall see. You actually can't park down here. Years ago, you used to be able to just walk down here. Not over to the left, but over here. I remember as a kid playing along here. Fights, BMX rides, a lot. Let's have a look. So the Northumberland Royal Yacht Club. Top Dog, another live. Yeah. Hi, Top Dog. How you doing, mate? Top Dog, did you get that? Did you get a notification for that members only video? Because I had people who weren't members getting a members only video notification. It doesn't seem to matter what I put in on YouTube. It just says, well, I'll just ignore that. I'll do my own thing. And it changes all the settings. It was just a test for 8K. I don't suppose there'll be many people who want that or need it at this point, but I suppose it's handy for people who want to zoom in. I'll give you a little, look at that. Cheers, Top Dog. Cheers, mate. So you did get that. That's interesting. Some people did, some people didn't, and people who weren't even members got it. It's just YouTube is a bit like McDonald's. Sometimes you get what you ordered, and sometimes you get something completely different. A little bit annoying. I'll just stay on this grass because there's people coming. I don't want to bodge them out the way. I don't want to be like one of these irritating influencers you see who impose themselves on everyone. I'll just keep going though. Aha, here we go. Now, how's that for global warming? Look, the ice caps are melting. The weird thing with the ice caps melting, they keep saying that the sea level's gone up. There's a mark down there that I've used when I was a kid for fishing, and it's the same level as it was when I was, you know, like 40 years ago. So is it going up? It's certainly flooded here. Dear me. That's someone's house. Restricted area. No, it's not. That belongs to James Bond. Right, here's the yachts. The Royal Northumberland Yacht Club. Now, I can't get through this. Of course, look, I can't get through now. It's flooded. How deep is that? Bloody hell, right now. Maybe it's not. I would like to show you the yacht club. However, it's on the other side of a bit of water. I'll show you a little bit of the beach, actually. Let's have a look. Look at that. You wouldn't think I was in Northumberland. The very southern part of Northumberland. We're near the southern border of Northumberland County, actually. So that way is Newcastle. That's the North Sea there. So don't let your, appearances be deceptive. That might look gorgeous on these silver sands, but I'm telling you now, that water would be, as they say, as the old saying goes, it would be cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey. Have you heard that one before? Right, here we go. There's the. Do you know, I could walk along here, but I want to. I don't know if there's any other ways off here. Okay, I'll go along. We'll see, because this is nice. Look at all the rack. I don't know if that's bladder rack, but listen, you can normally pop it. Ah, it's too dry. Listen. Nah, too dry now. But that's the dried out seaweed there. Not a bad beach, actually. There's a load of dogs. But I'd rather see dogs out running than stuck in the house. There's nothing worse for poor dogs. You wouldn't do that to a human, would you? There's some quite smooth rocks as well, look. I love the way that the sea erodes them and smooths them down. Beautiful. I mean, that's some sort of grit stone. You can see the strata on it, look. See it there? As that's been laid down millions of years ago. I wonder if there's any sea coal as well. Right, I think it may rain later on, but hopefully it won't while I'm busy. In fact, what I'll do is I'll go onto that pier and along to the end and show you. I can see what look like 2 to 3 fishermen. We'll see what they're up to. Well, I'm not sure what they'll be catching this time of year, because obviously in the cold you get the cod, and then as you get towards the summer it's more the mackerel. So you would use a load of lures for that rather than like your standard bait. Not that I'm any expert on sea fishing, I've done it, but I'm certainly not an expert. I mean, I wonder if there's a way out here, because I don't want to go all the way along. I want to see if I can find something called the LV50. Now, the LV50 is not like LV422 or whatever it's called on Aliens, which is the shake and bake colony where the aliens attack at Hadley's Hope. Aha, here we go. The LV50 is a light ship. I mentioned that earlier. Right, now here's the problem. You might not be able to tell, but look, I can't get down there. How on earth? Right, we'll walk along a little bit. I could jump it, but I've got this equipment in my hand. It's not as easy. Ah, here we go. Right, down, boosh. That was a good one. So there's the river Blythe there. Not get a very good view from there. I'll have a quick look maybe. You can hear they're moving stuff around. I presume that's fish, yeah. Blythe Fish Limited. I can smell it. Yeah, you can smell the fish. That's something you don't forget from being around the coast. Fish smell, and certain times of the day in certain places you get that strong sort of seaweedy smell, which I quite like. So here's all the places that you park in the park that says don't park. So just so you know. Right, we'll cross over here a little. Now I can smell a barbecue or something. I don't know what's going on. Ah, there it is, there's a lightship. Now I don't know how on earth you get to that. So if you can see it in the middle there, no, it looks like it's locked off. Well, there's a guy there. We'll see, but it looks locked off. So that is the LV50, I think it's called, lightship. It's wooden, still floating. And in the middle there is, well, basically the reflector and light that you get on a lighthouse. So most people don't even know that that was a thing. So a portable lighthouse, can you imagine that? I just hope it's picking out okay at this resolution. How on earth do you get around there? Unless you go around the other side. We'll go along a bit and see. And then there's all the little yachts. So you've got one there called Why Not, but it's spelled K-N-O-T, very funny, yes, I like a pun. And then you've got Southern Comfort. I used to quite like a bit of Southern Comfort. And then you've got one called B. A lot of them have the Northumberland county flag, which is originally from a Viking shield design. Because obviously going way back, we were part of Daneland. Look at that. And now I can start to smell the seaweed. So there's all the seaweed down there. And as the tide retreats past those huge chains there, you get this strong, it's a unique smell. It's not horrible. It's not like rotting vegetation. It's different. It's like a fresh smell almost. Really nice. Right in the distance you can see the large sort of huge spools. You'll not see them on here, but huge spools of wire over there near Texo. Right, let's pop along here. There's an old traditional fishing boat there, beautiful. Yeah, I don't think I can, how on earth do you get to that lightship? I guess it's behind locked doors then. Well, there's an old man over there. I might ask him. Old men always know what's what. If you're ever after a specific tool or how to get to somewhere, they know these things. Wow, so here's all the... Now, I can't get to that one unless I jump, like Prince of Persia style. So, that's a huge gap there, look, from there to there. So why has that been... I presume it's collapsed at some point and no one's bothered to fix it. It didn't go anywhere. But then how do people... That makes no sense. How do people get to those boats? You've got a boat there moored to it and a boat there. What do? Climb up and then just like jump for their life, like in an action film. You've got to be Bruce Willis. That's mad. Look. That makes no sense. I don't understand. If anyone knows, stick it in the comments section. Wonder what on earth is going on. How strange. And then right in the distance there you can see a huge one of the wind turbines. Loads of wind turbines. The majority of them are out on the sea, which you'll see in a moment. I'll just turn around here. Here we go. Right, you're now entering land owned by the Port of Blythe. Okay, so yeah, it's a Port of Blythe here and around, and you've got the harbour master over there. So you can get out on that bit, but then there's rocks that go out if you're a fisherman. But we'll go out on the pier here. So this is just traditional sort of boardwalk style. It's all made with planks of wood, all wooden. Then obviously you've got your metal railings. So let's see if the signal holds as I go out here. We've got the lighthouse on the left there. Now we won't be able to access that because that's on the other side of the water of the River Blythe there. I'd have to go all the way over to Camas, or Cambois, as people sometimes call it if they want to be posh. If anyone's looking for a hat, there you go. Someone's left a hat, so it's black. It's a black ribbed knobbler with a fluffy top. Don't put that description on Facebook, you'll get banned. Incredible how these structures keep going. I mean, look. I mean, they almost look like massive carpet tacks. Look at them. I mean, that's more modern there, obviously, that one. But the original ones, my goodness. They've been driven in with some pressure. So at the minute, I can see underneath through those cracks. I can see the sand and the rocks underneath. They put rocks underneath to prevent erosion. And then there's the beach there. Right, we're reaching the water break area here. So you can see a bit of the sort of sea coal there in the black, see it? And then we might see some of the seaweed areas. You can sometimes see it through the water. Not when you get out really deep, you can't. How's the serenity? Josie, nice to see you, mate. I was just talking to you this morning, wasn't I? We were rabbiting on about monitors. And HDR and 8K and all of that good stuff. Hello, mate, how you doing? I suppose you're all ready for bed now, are you? Now it's starting to get a bit deeper. So the colour will change. I mean, back there, sort of turquoisey browny, and then as you go this way it goes green, and then it almost goes like a muddy brown black. That's the North Sea for you. It's not like Barbados, but it is quite serene here. It's lovely. Actually, weather-wise, it's not bad at all. It's almost like balmy, where you would actually want there to be a bit of heat. Sorry, a bit of wind. 8:20. Wow. Well, daylight savings, you've just saved yourself a bit of time there, Josie. What's the weather like, though? I like to hear what the weather's like over in the land of Oz. What's it like? I can hear the water lapping here underneath, so there's rocks. We'll have a little look through, see the rocks. And you might be able to hear that water. How's the signal on this, Josie? Is it okay? Because like I said before, over there, right in the middle, should be a 5G mast. So what's balmy for you? It was 17 here and felt cold. It's 17, are you having a laugh? Goodness me, what's probably about 7 here, and I feel too hot, I'm sweating. Can you imagine that? 7 degrees and whinging, too hot. 17, God. Think of all the things that we could get done if the weather was better in this country. There'd be no putting off anything. Whereas here we can say, well, I can't do it because snowfall or, mini typhoon or something like that. I mean, it's quite calm here. The waves are tiny, especially for the North Sea. I know this is an enclosed section, but it's tiny. What's this? It's an offence to cast fishing lines in such a manner or position as likely to cause damage, injury or obstruction to any vessel or person navigating the harbour limits. Offenders will be prosecuted. I am the law, just like Judge Dredd. What that is it's people here, and they think sometimes, that, especially when they're too young or they don't know any better, they sit here with a beach caster and they fire it over there and they're trying to hit the boats. A bit naughty. 7 Celsius is freezing. It was 6 when I got up the other morning to get something. Crank the heater up. Come on. We can only dream of that. Most days at the moment it's getting down to 8 degrees, says Josie, or so overnight, and high teens, 20s during the day. Wow. But is the sun out, or is it mixed, overcast? Because obviously here, I'll show you, it's warm, but it's all clouds, and they kind of look heavy where there's a bit of water in them. They don't just like the soft, fluffy cumulonimbus sort of rubbish ones. I mean, look at that up there. I mean, that's like, waiting for a tornado to come down or something. It isn't, there's no wind, but it's certainly not like a clear day. So Josie says most days at the moment it's a mix of about half overcast as you have at the moment, but a few hours of proper sun. Interesting. It's amazing. So all I need to do to get better weather is go to the complete opposite side of the planet. That's all I need to do. It's not far. Now, was that a turn or a kitty wake? I think it might be a turn, I'm not sure. Now he's just caught something, did you see that? So I wonder if there's like fry in the water. I wonder. Aye, well I was out last night, Josie, and I was sick of waiting for it to get dark. That's the only thing with the summer, I like it. When you've got to test flashlights, you've got to wait and wait and wait, and it goes on and on and on. Nuisance. Give you a 360 here. Hardly anyone around. Cheers, top dog. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. I was hoping it would. There's no obstructions theoretically between me and the mast, and it should be 5G. And sometimes people will say, "Oh, it's down to 360p," and then like you wait, and then you go back and watch it again. It changes. 40s. Josie's just saying 40 degrees. No, I don't think I can manage that one. That would be annoying. Here we go, I like this, information for anglers. If you don't know this, are you an angler? So you've got your whiting. I think I've caught one of them. I haven't caught coley. Yeah, I've caught loads of little coleys. Cod, yeah, caught them before. Mackerel, yeah, you can catch them by the boatload. Herring, plaice, caught a few, we call them flatties because they're literally a flat fish. Sea bass, yeah, caught a sea bass. I did that with a lure. Near the rocks, pretty good, isn't it? And you've got ling. I've never caught a ling before. And then European lobster and a brown edible crab. So it's coming through 720. Okay, what's the only thing? The issue I have is yes, it's come through 720, but then okay, I get that. You don't want it too high in case there's more dropouts. But then the frame rate's like dead jerky. Which is fine if it was just me sitting, that would be fine, but it's not. This is walking about, so as I rotate, it sort of it's herky-jerky, which is a bit annoying. I don't want to annoy these fishermen here, so we'll go a little bit further, but there's nothing more irritating when you're trying to fish than someone saying, "Have you caught anything?" You think, well, look, you have a go, you try. I've been here 6 hours and I've got nothing. I've done whole night, hasn't got nothing. And what bird is that over there? Could have been eider duck, might be an eider duck. They're quite funny looking things. God, it must be old, this section, because I can feel it moving under my feet. Okay, I'll leave these fishermen in peace. Just turned on stats for nerds. It says it's 30 frames per second, but feels like 50. Yeah. It's weird. Because I've watched a replay of some of them, and again, it's this jerky nonsense. When, you know, I've got like the fastest connection I can get my hands on, mobile. And how much more do they want? I'll leave those people in peace. In fact, what I'll do is I'll go back to the beach and walk along. If anyone wants me to go, I could go right down to there actually, because they've changed it all. There used to be hardly anything there. There was like a row of old houses and a couple of horses, and now it's like, it's not nice anymore now because it's just commercialised. You might as well go and sit in an industrial estate. Although you have still got the beach, obviously, but they've ruined the character of it, obviously. But this always happens. You get an area that's beautiful, and people go, "This is beautiful," and everyone goes there. and all the companies think, right, let's leech. They go there, ruin it, put in a McDonald's and a KFC, and then it looks like everywhere else. So everyone goes, oh, well, this is rubbish, and then they find a new nice place. Look how old this is. Look, they filled that with tar and concrete. See that? Sorry, Josie, can you just do a quick message? Just like a full stop or something, and it'll pull up your last message, because it went off the screen there. Sorry, mate. Look at those rusty bolts. That's another annoying thing. Cheers, mate. Might also be worth trying to stream from your phone where you normally record and hope. Yeah, and see if it's better. Yeah, actually, I think I did do a live one. It was just like a random chat, but I think that was down to 720. But that's going back maybe a year. I'm not sure. There's the lifesaver, whatever you want to call it, life buoy. Normally they're nicked. Thank God that's actually there, so if someone jumps in, you just chuck that out for them and it helps them get back. Alright, we'll walk along here and then I'll pop along the beach for a laugh. And we should get it, well, I'm hoping that the signal maintains. Listen to that bird. I can't remember whether they're terns or they've got like the forked tail, almost like a swift or a swallow. But they're a seabird. Look at this, it's falling a bit. Look, that's hollow, that one's hollow, look. So don't try not to stand on that one, and that one, look. Look, watch how spongy it is. Watch my finger, watch. Look, that's actually sponging into the, so, dear me. Look, you can nearly pull that out. Just bought up your sofa and SC21 box and live streams for a year ago. Same, yeah, 720, 15. I wonder if that's just a hard cap. And they do that because not everyone's going to have the horsepower, and they think, well, we'll just make that the cap to aim for. I just wish there was a setting where you could say, look, I've got loads of bandwidth here. Why can't I just stick this up to 10? I would be more than happy with 1080 or 720 and just make it at least 30 frames a second. You get used to it, but it's just annoying. And then sometimes I'll get people saying, well, it might say that in yours, but I'm getting 360, and I realise there's an automatic system in place there where it'll adjust depending on the bandwidth and other settings. Look at that one, look. Some of these planks are ready to go. Surprised that's not coming out. Look, soggy. So if you're coming here, don't wear diving boots or anything heavy. I've got a backpack on here. Maybe I should dump it over into the sea. Some of them you can feel them bending. Luckily, I'm not bothered about heights or anything like that, and I can swim. But I'd rather not have a dip. Not on a bank holiday. And there again, look, there again, look. People are going to tune in, listen, and go, who's this structural engineer whinging? But look, wow, soggy. Look, there's some big bolts through there. I was looking for a crescent wrench. Does anyone know if the bar goes are decent? Someone said, oh, they're a snap-on but made under a different name. Is that true? Sounds like too good to believe, because if everyone knows that, nobody would buy a snap-on. What on earth are those seabirds screaming about? Listen. I wonder if they're fighting. You get a Nook and run OBS on a laptop and do the stream in a backpack. That's a good idea. Actually, there's a thing you can do where you can, what do you do again? You get a stream URL off YouTube. Yeah, I know what you mean, Nook laptop, yeah, like one of the little PCs. There's a thing you can do where you can get like a stream URL off YouTube, then that's live for the next whatever, and then you use a secondary system to submit data to that. So I probably could do that. I presume that's what that's for, so you can use your own setup and do it how you want to do it. So I might look at that, but then that's another thing to carry and sort out. I mean, people are going to think I'm a bloody, an astronaut. That's the problem. So we'll continue along here. Yeah. I can't believe how many holes there are here, and they've poured concrete into a plank or some tar. I mean, I guess it works, but it's not really fixing it. But then what do you put on this? Josie's saying he's done that where you stream from your mobile to your home, and that runs OBS and sends it YouTube full quality. Adds an extra 10 seconds. I mean, I don't really care about the 10 seconds unless I was covering, you know, sporting event. Does it really matter? But it's just, why can't things just be straightforward? Or apply and say, right, YouTube, this is what I'm after. Can you allow me to open up a setting for 1080p or at least 30 frames a second on 720, something like that. Right, we're back down by the breakwater here. You should be able to hear that now. Still very flat, those waves are tiny. Hardly any breakers there. And it looks like it's going to rain, you see that there? That looks threatening, as we say in Geordie Land. But we'll pop along. Can't believe how busy the beach is. I can't believe it. I suppose it's because it's a bank holiday. There's absolutely nothing happening. So traditionally what people do is on a bank holiday is they go to B&Q and buy DIY supplies and fix all the things that are knackered in the house. We seem to get a load of bank holidays these days, loads of them. So you can use your phone camera as a webcam and OBS, then just use a VPN setup at home. Okay, well I could probably look into doing that. I just like the aspect of having a pick up and go, ready to go system where you're not messing about with millions of interconnecting things. Right, it's starting to get busy here now, so I'm going to leg it up to the top of the sands and along. And hopefully that means I'll get away from everyone. Yeah, definitely worse experience. So yeah, exactly. It's funny, YouTube, you know, they make out that they're brilliant, but Google did buy them out, so they didn't invent it. And then they bought out Twitch because they couldn't come up with that. It makes you wonder what they're going to buy out next. Instead of innovating, they seem to just rest on the laurels and want to rake in the cash, which is annoying. I know that's what companies are supposed to do, but for goodness sake, they need to, if they're not pushing or trying to compete, then they're kind of missing out on aspects of how people want to use the technology. Not that I'm some expert, but I've got a hand in the technology world. This signal's been brilliant. There's the yachts again. I'll let this vehicle go past and then I'll look at this from the olden days. Look, in the olden days, what people used to do was they'd embed broken glass in concrete. So you see this? I mean, that's what's left of it. Old sharp bottles and things like that. And what the point of that was to stop people climbing over. But look, that's the remnants of it. That's not actually sharp now. It's smoothed off. Isn't that incredible? The weather's taken that away. I don't know if you're still even allowed to do it. So they're just a bit of concrete, stick a load of broken glass in, bottoms of broken bottles and lids. Incredible. In fact, look there. There's a bit ready to come off, see? So there's the glass there. A piece of history there. So I wonder how old that glass is. Looks like an old glass milk bottle before plastic came along. And then they said, glass is rubbish, get plastic. So everyone got plastic. Now they go, plastic's rubbish, go back to glass. Good one, Josie. No, it was a thing. In fact, look, it'll be all along here. Watch, I'll show you. So if we come to this section, so bear in mind I've walked along there. But throughout the whole entirety of this, in fact, look at that bit there, look. That's the bottom, there's the bottom of the bottle, and then that's the bit there where it would come up. So all of these, it's actually a bit of archaeological sort of treasure, this, when you think about it. You could take a sample of these, compare them, and probably work out where they came from. So look, all the way along here, glass, 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 glass. I mean, the sharp bits have gone, I get that, but it's fragile. Glass, all the way along, as far as I can see. Interesting. But you don't see that now. I think they may have brought something out saying if it's within reach, you're not allowed to do it. But there's other methods now, like palisade fencing and barbed wire or razor wire. Or cheap barbed wire was the preferred method. That's actually coming off, that one, look, that's ready to fall off. Always amazes me how plant life hangs on. Look, there's a brick wall there, and then coming out the mortar, dandelion. Or dandelion, or whatever they call it. Edible, actually. I wouldn't eat that one because it's within range of dogs cocking their legs, but you can't eat them. There's quite a bit of wildlife down here. Like those beaches designed to stop instead of putting money towards help. Yeah. Good point, Josie. I'm getting attacked by flies now. There's the Blythe pilot boat. It's a shame I can't get closer. But in the middle there is the pilot boat. So that's the boat that goes in and out for the vehicles there. Sorry, the craft that come in and out. Obviously the river's over that way. So that's going into the river, and then that's going out towards the North Sea there. The view's obscured now that I've come away from that South Pier. We'll go down a little bit and see what the crack is. Thankfully, the signal's held, which is fantastic. Ah, here we go, look. I was just talking about LV 50, I think. So obviously LV, so light vehicle 50. There you go, there's it there, and then there's the real thing. Incredible. I never used to realise you could get a lighthouse on a boat. I mean, that's amazing. I presume the power isn't the same, and I wonder what they used back then, because I'm pretty sure off the top of my head it was something like 1877, 1879, and it's a wooden vessel, but I presume they would burn oil, I don't know. And there seems to be big horns underneath there, and when I'm talking about horns, I'm talking about, like, so you can create a sound, almost like for foghorns. Josie's saying try Twitch. Yeah, that's a good idea. I wonder what Twitch... I might do that, actually. Secondary channel on Twitch just for the lives, and then that stops people whinging saying, stop doing lives, I want to see a flashlight go 4 miles and things like that, because I get that a lot. Okay, I might try that. Ah, there you go, look. So it says Lightship LV... Oh, I was right. Oh my God, I got it right. Built in 1879, designed by Bernard Weymouth. One of 3... in Great Britain. One of 3 floating timber light vessels in Great Britain. Interesting. Royal Northumberland Yacht Club. Josie, can you just answer me then, with Twitch, does it record it and submit it for stream, and then you've got the recording? Because with this setup that I'm using, you do the live stream, you don't get like an HD version that you can replace, if that makes any sense. There's no like temporary file where it'll say, right, well that was a load of rubbish, but we've recorded one, and so we'll upload that for you. There doesn't seem to be that option that I'm aware of on the YouTube app, which is a shame, but I suppose there's another reason to use OBS and things like that. I presume that allows you to have a one. There it is out there, there's the ship going out, look, see? 1935, look at that, incredible. Wow. Made from teak and oak frames, wow. Yeah, okay, good point about Twitch. I might have to have a look at that. Let's jump up here onto the sands, because it's a bit of a better view than looking at the end of the back of vehicles, isn't it? Let's jump up a bit. There's the fish. So that guy there's got all the fish. Now all those things have ice in, so they've got fish in, then ice on top. And then they go in there, I can smell them. So that's, in fact, you can see the fish. to the side of some of them. So it can't be that hot if the ice isn't melting, put it that way. Right, let's jump over here. I can get over this wall because I'm tall enough. Here we go. Right, we're on the golden sands in Blythe. Beautiful. I'll walk along a little bit and show you the gorgeous sewage pipe. Something like that. Why is the grass so spiky? Look, I mean, you'll probably not see, but you see that? Yeah, it's not focusing. No, it's dead spiky. Yeah, there's a lot of history along the coast, Josie, here, loads. I realise there's a load of history inland as well, but we're so lucky here. So let's have a little look here. So we'll give it a 360. There's a little dog coming to say hello. Hello there, hello there. Hello, hello. Yeah, come here, yeah. And they're off. I thought there was going to be a live doggy stream. Maybe not. Can't even see the grass, the compression can't cope with the spike. Yeah, it's the complexity is going to be way off the chart for that. Yeah. True. Well, that's why I don't know why they don't shift to, is it VC1 or VP1 or whatever the hell YouTube we're going to use, which was supposed to compete with the H265, sorry, H266, 265 sort of codecs. So smaller, you need more processing power, but smaller, more data, more complex. There's a guy there with a huge bit of, walking off with a huge piece of seawood there. I wonder what he's going to do with that. Stick it in the garden. Hang the washing on it. Alright, so maybe if I come off this grass, it'll be less complex. Let's have a look. If I can get down a bit. Yeah, here we go. I'll go down onto the sand. Not that sand isn't complex, but it can sort of smooth that a bit. It's a lot easier for a compression system to cope with. Plus, it's nice to hear the sea. Problem with 266 is most hard. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I don't encode in it. Most videos I send up to YouTube 264. Most stuff I download and use though, and use for archiving, it's all 265 now. Everything. Yeah, look, GPU wise, they take the mick. They don't give you the coverage that you need. Plus, a lot of people don't understand hardware acceleration. That's another problem that you get. I don't export to 265 because I've worked out that it takes even longer. It's a smaller file size. It takes even longer for YouTube to then re-encode it. So it takes like twice as long. So it tends to put me off a bit. I can do it, but and plus it extends the render time for me. If I'm rendering, it takes even longer to compress that. So I'll stick it in 264, upload that and let YouTube knack it a little bit. I find the greatest way of getting the most out of that is if I just up the bit rate. There are bit rate calculators you can get, but I think they're on the conservative side. Bear in mind it's going to be recompressed again by YouTube, so in that regards I tend to say, well, no, I'm going to stick it higher. It's always a thing where, you know, garbage in, garbage out, isn't it? Hi to everyone who's joined the stream there. Just had a pop-up saying more people are joining. Lovely, nice to see you. This stream is in at 247 for its output, which is strange. 247? What the hell's 247? I've heard of 240p. Is it interlaced? I don't even know what that is. I wouldn't care. I'm near to the transmitter. I don't have a clue why it's doing that. Oh, do you mean the bit rate? Sorry, mate. Is that kilobytes per second? I'm getting confused here. I thought you were on about resolution. I've never heard of that res. I've never heard of 247. I haven't. Oh, 247. There's no such thing. Never heard of it. Could there be another name for it's VC1 or OP1 or whatever they call it? It's like their version of 266. I get why they re-encode everything, because it's their space that's being used up. And less space means more money for them, doesn't it? But 246, I've never heard of that. Never heard of it. Can you stick that into a Google search? I can't do this because I'm live streaming, but I've never heard of it. I'll come up the beach here a bit because there's more people now. Just sent a screenshot of stats on Discord. Cheers, mate. For those who don't know, there is a Discord channel where you can hang out with all the guys. Just go to one of my other videos or my about page on YouTube and it'll point you in the right direction. They're a good bunch, we'll help each other out. And it's not just a couple of blokes going, more power, more power. I want to see my flashlight beam shot on the moon. It can be quite varied what we talk about. I'm just going to swap hands here because I've been holding it in one hand for nearly 50 minutes. So, and I worked out yesterday, I did triceps, so I'm in agony. It's absolute agony. So maybe a little more bouncy. And I am on sand here, so it'll be jiggling around it. So I could go along here and up to the right at that pipe and end the stream, or I can walk along to the Blythe beach area if you really want. Stick it in the comments if you want me to, it doesn't bother me. I'll have a look. So that would be past those houses and towards like there's like a lighthousey bit, and there's an old battery section to do with World War II. Look at those clouds now. Now that is threatening, look. Inky clouds. I think that promised rain's on its way. Go to the beach. We might have see some people. Yeah, true. We'll have a look then. Cheers, Top Dog. You see that shore defence there's been redone, look. So what they do is, it's like mega chicken wire, that's how I explain it anyway. Mega or hurricane fence, whatever you call it in other countries. And then you just fill it with the pebbles off the beach. And over time the grass comes and solidifies it. Look at the size of that bladder rock. So there's the bladder, which allows it to give it buoyancy. Look at the size of that. It's the size of my thumb. Let's see if it'll pop. Ooh, this might be a pop, this one. Listen. Nah, it was a hiss rather than a pop. There's a lot of these are, don't take my advice because I'm just a nobody on YouTube, but there are a lot of these you can eat. But again, you shouldn't be getting advice on what to eat off YouTube. I mean, I know I sometimes hand that out on a lot of my videos, but I always qualify it with saying I'm not an expert, so don't. It doesn't harm me, but that doesn't mean it is harmful. Give it a crack, see if you can eat it. I'm not eating that one. I'll tell you why. It's next to a Gordon's Gin and Tonic. So who's been here and what have they been doing? And I don't think it was Gordon, put it that way. Okay, there's the hole. It's actually called the hole in the wall, I think, locally. It's an access point of the beach there, which is near where I started anyway. But as per request, we shall carry on. But obviously I can't spend all day on the beach. Oh, that sounds quite nice. Now there you go, if you're ever after any pebbles, look at these. That's an interesting one. Look at that, and I wonder if that's some sort of old shell life that's been embedded in that rock. It's not on the other side. And look at that, completely smoothed by the tide. It's almost, it feels like plastic. It isn't, it's rock, but look. Beautiful. I sometimes like it when you find glass on the beach and it's been completely smoothed and rounded. Almost looks like it was manufactured like that, and it wasn't. Right, what I might do is, there's a little pied wagtail in the sand, can you see him? Chasing the little sand fleas and the worms. He's just flown off there. They're tiny little birds, but they don't seem to mind humans, they'll get quite close. Now what on earth is that? Does anyone know what on earth that is? That brown metallic structure over that fence? I haven't got a clue what that is. Now we all know what this is, don't we? Anyone who's ever been a kid and had model cars, I think that's a racetrack. So get your corgi cars out. Unless it's an art installation, you can't tell these days art's awful. There's some right rubbish. Those waves seem to be getting bigger. I don't know if it's because I'm further down the beach. It probably is, and it's more open here. Or if the wind's picking up. I'm not detecting any. And there's a huge big model in what looks like someone's back garden overlooking the sea there. I wonder if that's Lord Collingwood. Could be. He was in Nelson's Navy and he's associated with the area. I think he was associated with and lived down near Tynemouth area. In fact, there's a Collingwood monument down in that area. It's got big cannons on it and everything. It's huge. Could be. Interesting. Either that or that's just, I mean, what else could that be? Like an effigy of Collingwood. It's huge. Right, we're nearly come up the hour mark, and normally that's when I say, right, enough's enough, give people a rest now. We'll go down towards the water. But I will go along a little bit because, as Top Dog said, we'll see what we can spot. There's some kelp, see it there? Again, edible. Actually, I don't think that's kelp, that's similar to it, but oh, it might be. You get these thick, ribbony sections. Ah, have you found it? Josie's, okay, so what's around this? Josie, you can be like the tour guide and I'm the cameraman. Is that okay? I'm just about to get hit by this wave, but let's take it down a bit there. There you go. Yeah, there's definitely more waves here. And look, it's coming right in. Yeah, I think what you're on about there is if you head south from this location and towards those farmland, you're heading towards Seaton Sluice. So this is, you head up the Links Road, I think it's called, up to Seaton Sluice. It's beautiful over there though, really, really nice. I'll just come up the beach a bit here. I'll give you like a 360. Hopefully the signal's holding. When I get along here, I may go up to the top section because it'll be slightly higher. Look at that old house brick. In fact, it might be a kiln brick. No, it's not. It's an old house brick. Smoothed away from the tide and the sand. Now I think I can get up at some point here. I want to be slightly high. Actually, I can. No, I'll be okay. I can see the transmitter. Yeah. Josie, actually, that is a nice place. That's the sluice, the Seaton Sluice. That used to be used for, I think there was a bottle works there, and Lord Delaval was there. If you look for Delaval Hall, it's just up from that river mouth. And that's what that's associated with. It's a massive place. They've just redone it out. Right, I'm bouncing on a wall here, so if I go silent, it's because I'm really concentrating. It's like doing the tightrope. Doesn't look it, but I'm actually up a wall. Hello, I like your hair. So these buildings here are, I'm pretty sure, associated with fortifications. I know the ones in the distance are that they do with the battery. But I think these ones may be slightly newer. They look like the same design, concrete. You've got the concrete plinth and then built on top of it. Let's have a look. In fact, here we go. If in doubt, ask someone who knows, not me. The Skylighters Searchlight Site. Okay, dedicated to the 827 men and officers of the 225th anti-aircraft artillery. Okay, so that makes sense. You see these rounded sections. I'm presuming you would have had a gun on there, or that white bit wouldn't have been there. If you look at that one, yeah, look. You've got the little holes there where you can stick a gun through. Let's go on up and have a look. I mean, that's not the original door, obviously, but that's been replaced. Interesting, so you'd go in there, anti-aircraft. Beautiful. You used to be able to get on the roofs of some of them. I don't know if you still can now. So there in the distance is the new developments. You've got another cafe, another car park, another Greg's. So it's cut and paste like everywhere else. Whereas what you want is you want something unique and special to the area. I could be completely wrong, so if you disagree, stick that in the comments. That's a nice view. Yeah, look. That's where you would have stuck your gun out. And that's still here. Presume that's for when the German bombers would come in and would anti-aircraft it, or if there was any attacks, you could use those to fire back. Yeah, I think that's original, and then this looks like it's new. In fact, yeah, look, it's even been skimmed at some point, so I think it is. So the white bit may be newer. And then that would give you the ability to obviously hit anything in the sky coming over, which is incredible. Okay, we shall move on a bit. There's a big building here. I'm pretty sure it's just a cafe and some toilets, but it looks quite nice. Yeah, it does look like it's been re-rendered and painted, exactly. Right, we're now getting to a bit of, well, there's a load of people, and I don't really want to be right in their face with a camera because people find it a bit irritating. Although, to be fair, if you want peace, you don't come to this congested part. Look, where you've got 4 million cars and people eating pasties. We'll go down a little bit, but then I'll probably end it quickly because, like I said, I don't want to. It's about the outdoors, not spying on people. You can see this was all done via concrete. This has turned into an Isham walkabout. Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. If you've got any questions on the local area, I'll do my best to answer them. But I'm certainly not a historian or anything like that. I can do my best. So we are now at the Dave Shepherd Centre. So if you are on Google Maps, you can look that up. So very busy. Look what a difference the beach is here. Look. So there's the lighthouse the pier that we were at, and then we walked all the way along, and then the south beach there. It was very, very, very sort of quiet and nice. And yet here, the main bit where you've got loads of parking, it's absolutely stuffed with people. Look, it's like being at a bus station. And then there's brave people surfing in this. Look, I cannot believe it. They're braver than me because I'll be absolutely freezing. We'll go along to the battery because I can take a right here at the beach huts and go up there. And it's a nice viewpoint, and I'll probably end it there. I'd like to show us around Seaton Sluice. I mean, I could do one if you want, but I mean, problem is it's like having a full-time job walking about. Might as well get a job as a postman. So you've got all the beach huts on the left there. But then what I'm interested in is the big battery. You may see them or may not, right in the distance. There's a lot of big cannons there. I don't know if those are the original armaments, but they would use those to hit ships that would theoretically come in for like German invasions and U-boats and things like that. And there's the beach huts, which only gets used certain times of the year because it's freezing here. I could do that, Josie. Deliver the letters, live stream it. But then you'd have your bosses watching it saying, well, look, I watched this live stream and I think you could have walked faster to get those letters delivered. That's the problem. So there's the old buildings there. And then we'll head up to the big cannons. What a peaceful view that is, look. It's between those huts. I mean, you've got an unsettled sky there, but it's lovely. Do your posties walk? Aye, they do. I mean, they don't walk everywhere. They've got vans, but they'll get to a specific point and then they'll do like the rounds, and then they'll go to another point and do the same. You've got to remember, you know, the UK is not as big as people imagine it to be. It's exerted quite a force on the world for a small place, but you could see the same about Greece, you know, with you know, Athens and things like that. You could do that for a lot of things, but we're not that big in physical size if you compare that to America, which is huge. Okay, let me see these cannons. I don't think I'll walk all the way to Sluice because, well, firstly, it would probably be boring for people. See the cannon there poking out? That to me looks like a replica. That doesn't look like a genuine cannon. And that's just from here. Three-wheel trikes, very nice. Let's get up, yeah, without using the stairs. I'll use the rabbit holes instead. Here we go, gun emplacement. Well, that's not the actual gun, that looks like aluminum, that. Aluminium. Yeah. I'm glad they've put that there though, to give you an idea of scale and what would have been there though. Yeah, I can read it. So from here it says replica 6-inch naval gun. Wow. Okay, now this replica was put here anyway in 2019. I think it's good because it allows you to see the history rather than just use your imagination, which you can look at it and think, my goodness, they used to have this pointing out to sea, waiting for an aggressor to come who wanted to, you know, take over. It's a big deal, that. It's an important part of history we shouldn't forget. That's what happens when negotiations turn sour and go down the pan, or you get despots who think they know better, and then millions die. And then there's another one over here with the old church in the background there. Same again, naval gun, well, replica of one anyway. And then you've got the paths heading off south and down towards Seaton Sluice. And you've got St Mary's Island, if you want to look that up. That's just a little island there. It's a tidal island as well, so this time of the day, I'm just having a look. I don't think you can get the island or off it at this time of day. The path completely covers by the sea. Great vantage point, this. And out to sea, I can see them. You probably won't at that resolution, but there are the wind turbines. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Here's a question. They keep putting wind turbines up, which gives you free renewable energy. So can you tell me why the electricity bill keeps going up? Can anyone answer that little cheeky question for me? Somebody somewhere is making some money. So definitely worth coming for a walk here. I probably wouldn't go to that bit on the left there. It looks like sort of a cut price town, you know, village festival or something. You've got like fruit machines and bouncy castle. I know that's good for kids, but if you're looking for a bit of peace and quiet, head all the way along. Either head along to the South Pier or to the south if you head along. So from these guns, I would suggest that the crowds would probably fall off quite rapidly as you head towards Seaton Sluice, but I'd probably go to Seaton Sluice where the beach actually ends, but there's more to look at. You've got a little cove there and you can actually walk along the river, which is really, really nice. And I mean, that goes for miles along the river. Maybe a cheeky 360 here. Loads of people out today, brilliant. Right, I'll walk back along and then I'll probably end the stream. I know people want me to go down to Seaton Sluice, but actually, do you know what? I don't need to, because I should have a video on the channel where I walked from Seaton Sluice to St Mary's Island. Don't ask me what the hell it's called, I can't remember, but it'll be under the playlist for Northumberland. So if you go to the Northumberland playlist, and it'll be called something like St Mary's Island or Seaton Sluice, something like that. Oh, sorry, yes, Josie, I've just seen your comment there. No, I didn't say anything about the wind turbines. What were you saying? Sorry, the problem is with this app, I'm looking, trying not to go down rabbit holes here, and then the actual comments don't stay on screen very long. They're there for like 4 seconds, which is ludicrous, because you've got to quickly read it, keep walking, thinking, then it's just ridiculous. I don't know why you can't change that setting. Right, we'll go down to the water and along. Sorry, Josie, it's this app, it's useless, absolutely terrible. So all of these beach huts have different names. You've got one called Seahorse, Limpet, Snail, a Brittle Star, that's a type of starfish, Eel, horrible slimy things, Coral, so they're all butterfish. I have no idea what a butterfish is, haven't got a clue. I've never caught one. Butterfish, what would that be? I wonder if it would go good on crumpets. I think you missed my wind turbine comment. Yeah, there is a lot, isn't there? I think it's a cultural thing. I can remember years ago everyone thought it would be a good idea to get well, in England anyway, everyone thought it would be a fantastic idea to get a trampoline. And it sits there getting leaves on it, rusting. And then everyone decided, right, now I'm going to get a dog. There's a sheepdog there. So if you're ever looking for different breeds of dog, this is the place to come. There's everything here. There's a little sheepdog. Sheepdog, one of the more intelligent breeds. Hello, hello there. So what's it like? What's the popular dog, Josie, for where you are? I mean, thinking about it logically, it should be something from a hot country. So is it something like a Chihuahua or something like that, or is it something else? Right, I'm going to weave my way through all these people without being a nuisance to them. I can't believe how busy it is here today. That's an interesting building, isn't it? It's called the Dave Stevens Centre. Poodle, that's interesting. I remember years ago, I don't know if it's true, but someone said to me that, was it the French police used poodles? And I thought, well, when I think of a poodle, I think of like a laid-back, relaxed, calm dog. I know in this country, I don't know if they still do, but they used to use German Shepherds, I think. So a bit like our collie dog, but obviously used for a similar purpose in the past, but much bigger and beefier, thicker fur. Right, I'm heading towards the old bandstand, where people used to go for music in this country. And now it's Spotify, where you can listen to the latest auto-tuned idiot. There's one of the old buildings there used for the coastal defence. I think it's the air defence one, that one. Yeah, poodles are quite laid back, aren't they? There's like, is it called toy poodles, which I don't know if that's the correct terminology, which are smaller ones. Then you have the full-size ones. Right, I'll do another 5 minutes and then I will let people get on with the day. Or, in Josie's case, I'll let you go to bed. I think that bandstand was refurbished at some point. That's not what it used to look like. Or did they rebuild it? I can't remember. It was a number of years ago, definitely. But you'd be hard pressed to see any live music there now. Right, let's get down this hill without falling. There's loads of rabbit holes. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a plane coming in for the Newcastle airport there. So they come in on the coast. They tend to line themselves up to St Mary's Island, which I think that one's partially doing. And so that's heading inland, heading south-ish, down a bit. Very low. All right, let's head for Bandstand Mania here. Let's have a look. Not a lot left. So at some point you would have had people sitting and listening to local bands there. But like I say, they wouldn't do that now, would they? It would just be streamed. But I'm not complaining about that because obviously I'm streaming it right now. Right, we've come to the end of the line here. So I think what I'll do is I'll end the stream. Unless anyone's got any questions. And like I say, for the Seaton Sluice bit, I've definitely done a video where I walked from Seaton Sluice to, excuse me, to the St Mary's Island. So you can watch that and have fun. Right, if I can get down here at some point, here I can jump. Someone's written on that wall not finished. Pebble feature to add, I like that. But it's a bit late because they've made that out of concrete. How they're going to stick the pebbles in now, it's set. Ah, so it's 5 years ago I did that video. My goodness. Incredible. Now what goes on in there, look. I hope that's for bird watchers, not peeping toms. I'm glad you enjoyed Top Dog, you know. I just like to share going out for a walk. I don't mind doing the long form ones, but that takes a lot of editing and takes a lot of time, so you're looking at like a lot of work, and I don't get that many views on them, to be honest. The vast majority of the views I get are on the tools and the flashlights, obviously, but I think that's probably because it's more specialised. There's so many outdoor channels now that trying to compete is just, unless you have clickbait titles like, you won't believe what happened when I, and then just insert any old rubbish. That seems to be like the clickbait sort of stuff at the minute, which is annoying. I like to have titles of the videos actually relate to what the video is about to help the viewer, but not everybody wants that these days. Let's get down to this water. Right, 2 minutes left and then we'll end this. So it's been nice, very, very calm, hardly any wind. Tide's coming in, as you can see, it's getting higher and higher there. But very calm, hardly any waves. Yeah, I'm the same as that, Josie. Actually, it's quite funny. I get quite a lot of comments from people who put my videos on the background, or, and I used to take this as a bit of an insult, but I don't now, used to say, I like to put your videos on to fall asleep to. And obviously I thought to myself, well, hang on, does that mean it's so boring that it sends people to sleep? But I think it was like the calming nature of how it's presented and things like that. Some people, even for the talking ones, they'll put on like a tool review and then go for a lie down and listen to it. I mean, I find that incredible. I sometimes get told that at work. Sometimes I've had people say, you've got a relaxing voice. I don't think I have. It's nothing special. Now, what is that post there for? It looks like God has stuck a nail in. What's that for? It's all rusted. It's a pipe of some sort. Right, so you put them on to fall to sleep as well. Interesting. So, are you able to answer then? What is it about the video that helps you fall asleep? That's the question I've got. And I don't mind if you say it's because it's boring rubbish, because if that's the truth, that's fine. But it's just very interesting. Someone said, can you read some books or something like that? As if I've got nothing better to do with my time than read people bedtime stories. This tide's really coming in now. It's getting up quite high. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's the cadence of my voice. And I'm not one of these channels who likes to, you know, to go for the shock factor. And you won't believe this, and have a look at this. You've been doing this wrong. That's my favourite one. They'll show you a picture of a pencil and they'll say, you've been using it wrong for years, and everyone goes, have I? And they click on it and then they've just been clickbaited. It's a load of rubbish. Right, if I can get over this pipe. Yeah, exactly, Top Dog. They are adventures, aren't they? Right, let me jump over here. Right, well, I think that's it for the day. I will leave you to get on with whatever you're getting up to. I can smell the sea and I can see a large aircraft coming in. Now I think it's going to do the same as what that last one did. I don't know if you can see it actually. It's right in the middle. It's tiny though at this point. It's very small. Let's see if it comes overhead and then I'll hightail it out of here. Yeah, it looks like I don't think it's a full jumbo, a super sized one. You can see it in the middle there. At the excruciatingly low resolutions that you've got to put up with. Yeah, that's true, Josie. I've done that before. You put on something relaxed and then it changes to, you know, world's most gruesome shark attacks. And you go, and you wake up with the Jaws music. Actually, that's I think that's a British Airways or an Emirates. I'm not sure. It might be Emirates. Yeah, it could be. I'm not sure, but it's definitely heading towards the airport. It's just over to the right there. Right, I'm going to set this up and leave you. So if I screw this attachment on, I know this sounds a bit like some sort of something about sex toys, but it isn't. So if I stick that on and then do that, it means, well, hang on, if I move it back a bit, if I move this back, move that stick, which I don't know why that's there, and if I put that there you go, right, you should, there, that should be, now I've just noticed that I hadn't even set the horizon correctly, look. Does that look off to everyone? I think it is, it's slightly moving up to the right hand side, which is annoying, but never mind. Yeah, right, I'll just move down a bit. There, that's a nice view. Wow. So thank you for joining me. I'm trying not to get drowned here because it's rapidly coming in here. So you should be able to see me now. So thanks for joining me. I've got a vacation coming up, so there'll be a little lull in what's going on in the channel, but don't worry, I'll be back. And I did have that slight break from the channel. I just didn't have time due to work. It was a nuisance. Let's see if I can do this to camera whilst not getting drowned here, because I can hear the waves behind me are threatening, put it that way. But I appreciate all the support I get on the channel, and we're now up to 3,600 channel members now. But as you know, I just do it for the love of doing it. I'm not interested in what that number ends up as, but it is very interesting metric. And thanks for joining me. So right lads, I'm going to do a runner. I'll leave this run just for a few minutes, but goodbye.